What day is it? Monday morning. Happy Monday.
I don't like Mondays. I don't like Mondays. Tommy Robinson is in court today and tomorrow. I think it was. Well, I seen the thing saying Monday and Tuesday. So he's in court for not basically giving his phone to the police, and his phone code number so they could rat through his phone, which he explains in this video. Hold on.
It's on the way to court. Today I face prison for being a journalist and not allowing the state to have the information that's on my phone, which should be protected as a journalist. But anyway, I'm prosecuted. That's what I face prison sentence for today. This is the 1,642nd time I've been in court since the start of my...
That's a few, like. That's a few. 1,000 what? 1,000 and what? Hold on a minute.
For today, this is the 1,642nd time I've been...
1,642nd time he's been in court. Fuck me. I saw it because he wouldn't give his phone code because he's, again, being a journalist, protecting people. So some people have asked us what they think will happen. And again, I kind of think they'll throw the book at him because that's kind of what they do to Tommy Robinson. And again, he had the big protest I went to in London, which pissed them off, to be honest. There was probably 2 million people there. 1 to 2 million people, I would say. Again, nobody knows there was that many people there. He's planning another one as well, and he was talking maybe March or something. So I kind of think they'll send him down for however long they can. Apparently, there's no jury, so again, well, I don't know. Again, I'm a mistrust ambassador, to be honest. And again, of all the people in the world who I'd maybe trust, I think like Tommy Robinson is the only one like who I might say even then I might trust. Do you know what I mean? Like Trump, probably not. Musk, don't know. Like all these rich people, probably not. Tommy Robinson maybe looks like he could be like the genuine crack. You know what I mean? I hope he is. He's like one person who's actually fighting for us. But you never know. We could be still getting played. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know everything. I hope not. But Tommy Robinson is the only name I'd really pull out the hat. I'd say, yeah, he's on our team. Like of like David Icke, Alex Jones, politicians, Musk, like Trump. I kind of think they're all in on it. You know what I mean? I hope Trump isn't, but I kind of think he is. And maybe the whole Charlie Kirk thing is a lot bit of proof that he is, because that's dodgy as fuck, to be honest. And looks like his death will be used to further an agenda of some sort in the near future. We haven't seen the end of the old Charlie Kirk affair, very much not. There's a lot to play. There's a lot to play out in the Charlie Kirk affair, in my opinion. And something's going to come of it. Again, there's the whole mystery on his death. Where was he shot from? With what rifle? The bullet wound doesn't match the rifle. Seen pretty much everyone who shoots guns in America say that. So it's a very complicated game, to be honest. A very complicated game of who the fuck do we trust. But Tommy Robinson's maybe one of the people I would, you know what I mean? He's literally the only person when I talk about trusting anybody on the world scene, he's the only name I would mention, and then even then I'm KG because I'm a mistrusting bastard. But he's the only name I pull out, so I hope he is. But if he isn't, then all this sending him to prison all the time is what they will do. Do you know what I mean? Again, he's becoming that big of a problem. There was that many people in London. God knows what could happen to him if he's actually not part of the agenda and just acting and playing us, and he is genuine. Then God knows what could happen to him. So we'll see. Anyway, it's a court case over 2 days, I think. So I'll report on what happened to Tommy. If you want to watch the video on Tommy, it's actually Tommy Robinson's channel here. 496,000 subscribers, so not even 500,000 subscribers, but he managed to pull in 1 to 2 million people into London. So pretty good, to be honest, pretty good. So go and subscribe to the thing if you want to watch the full video. He just talks about how he got information off people about rape gangs, people who'd been victims, and he wouldn't give the information to the police because some of the police were involved in the rape gangs. So again, I was thinking about that before, and like sort of Epstein and Trump probably in the Epstein files, and then there's Nicole Kidman's dad and Jimmy Savile, and they were all like getters of children for the rich people. So I was kind of wondering as well that if in modern times they weren't using the Muslim rape gangs to get children as well, and that's kind of why they had allowed the Muslim rape gangs to crack on and covered it up, because they were also getting children for the higher ups, paedophile rings possibly, and paedophile parties, and maybe that was part of the deal. We'll let you crack on, but you get us children as well. I don't know, but it's a very sick world we live in. And it's kind of, that's what Jimmy Savile was. He wasn't, again, Jimmy Savile wasn't totally uncovered for me. It stopped at Jimmy Savile and celebrities, and they didn't go up to the politicians and what was really going on. So again, there's this old crack of Nicole Kidman's dad. If you haven't heard anything about that, look into Nicole Kidman's dad. Obviously, everyone knows about Epstein. Trump was trumping the Epstein files, most likely, and that's why we won't get the Epstein files. So it all kind of links together, and then you've got all these paedophile rings, and Tommy Roman talks about the police being involved and knowing and covering it up and all sorts. But the police could be working again. It's like the Freemasons, and they could be in the middle link. It could be the Muslims getting the kids, the police covering it up and passing them over, and the elites, the rich people taking the kids for parties and whatever. I don't know. I don't know what goes on to the true extent. But we're talking them kind of realms. There's a lot of people go missing in the world for a lot of reasons, and some of the reasons is to do with this. Do you know what I mean? Like Eyes Wide Shut, basically, like the film Eyes Wide Shut with, again, Nicole Kidman's in the film Eyes Wide Shut, with Tom Cruise and Stanley Kubrick. I think it's the director who was died before the film was released. A lot of the footage, about half an hour, 19 minutes possibly, has never been seen by anybody. Was deleted because it maybe told you a bit too much about what goes on with the higher ups and the satanic parties and rituals, which genuinely kind of do go on. Again, like Bohemian Grove has been exposed. Yeah. Again, we literally watch like satanic rituals on stage with like music artists like Lady Gaga and Madonna, and people just don't know what they're watching. So it's a very fucked up world we live in, to be honest. But I often just think that like with the Muslim rape gangs, and he often Tommy mentions about the police being involved and covering it up. And I just thought maybe they were doing it for higher ups as well, because again, the paedophile ring of Epstein, we know that there's a paedophile ring on the upper echelons. Well, how do they get their children? And they maybe use things like the Muslim rape gangs to actually get children as well, and they kind of let the Muslim rape gang crack on. But you get us so many children so often for our needs. I mean, you do what you want is kind of what could be happening. Do you know what I mean? So I don't definitely know, but it's a possibility, and I think I'm thinking it through, a strong possibility, because how would all these elite paedophile rings get the kids and keep it quiet and get, you know what I mean? It's more like the Muslims and all the lower downs get the kids, like on Wanted, the film, if anybody's seen Wanted. Basically that, to be honest. Like if you watch the film Wanted, um, but Lado's, I've got ways of finding you exactly. They're the words he says to the guy when he's in the kitchen about when he stole his daughter. But his daughter, being a virgin, ends up like in Dubai or somewhere with a rich Arab. Is the crack of the film. But the lower downs, the non-virgins, end up on drugs in like smack houses in Paris, getting raped by multiple men. So that's probably literally like what I'm describing is literally in the film Wanted, to be honest. So this is like the thing is I'm breaking no revelations here at all. This is literally the fucking the plot of the film Wanted. So I think it's Wanted. Is it Wanted when fucking is it Leslie Nielsen and his daughter and her mate get kidnapped when they're on a holiday to Paris, and she ends up on drugs in like a crack house, getting raped by multiple people, and his daughter, because she's a virgin, ends up in like Dubai with rich people. So basically, that's the crack, and probably what goes on. But again, it's the low-level gangs who get the girls. Like, so I just thought that with Tommy and all this police crack, and you know what I mean. But again, back to Tommy. Again, he's probably one of the only people I'd trust to in this the whole thing, and I've known this crack now 20 years, and again, I wouldn't trust anybody really. Like I don't trust Nigel Farage. But Tommy's the only one, and it's a maybe still. It's just still a maybe because you're playing such a complicated game, if you want to call it a game, because I do, just after knowing so long, it's a bit like a game. Um, yeah, you're playing with the chess masters on their board. They own all the pieces, and Trump and all these people are just the pieces. But is Tommy Robinson one of the pieces? That's like I don't know, but it's a possibility. That's the I always have to leave a
Been in
chance.
court since the start of my activism. It's just insane. I'm continually in court, non-stop, for years and years and years. Ever since I started opening my mouth, I just face court case, court case. But do you, if you're the British public, did you want terrorism legislation passed so that journalists can be grabbed off the street and have no right to remain silent and answer all their questions, etc., etc.? Let me just give you one example of why I didn't give them access to my phone. So one survivor, so during my investigations to speak about sexual exploitation of children and the rape, the Islamic grooming gangs, one survivor sat me down, cameras on, and she said, what I'm about to tell you now, Tommy, never leaves you, okay? And we're recording. I said, we're recording. She goes, I just want you, it never leaves you. I'm just telling you this. I said, okay. And then she divulged certain information to me, which I was totally unaware of about something else, which shocked me, yeah? But I gave her my word as a source of my information that would never leave me. Now, the police then want access to everything, yeah? And what I explained to the police is, in Telford,
So yeah, that's the crack. He wouldn't give the info, and they just taking him to court. So again, he kind of for me anyway, he's the only one I would maybe put some faith in. So he's in court anyhow. We'll get back and see what happens to him. But my opinion is they'll probably send him to jail because that's what they do. And if he is genuine, that's what they will do. So hopefully not. But well, that's the game he's playing, as he said there, since he started his activism. And yeah, like that's again what you get, isn't it? Look at it like the banning protests, and my mum and Shamana Mahmood or whatever, she's now trying to ban protests, and the police giving the power to ban protests. Like that's again, but it's all shaping towards this new world order where you're not allowed to protest. You're not allowed to protest. So again, we'll with the social credit score, the digital ID, we'll take stuff off you. You know, there is no protest. You do as you're fucking told now. So nobody's gonna like it. Keep saying it. No one's gonna like it. I'll leave it there. Peace.